Okay, David, thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, I'm obviously disappointed with the result, but encouraged by the performance of our own players. I think tonight, the reality of full-time and part-time was very evident, and well done Crusaders. There was no doubt that they deserved their victory. They played some great stuff, but for my own players, they never give up. They kept going right to the very end, and if you're to get anything out of these games, then you need that little bit of good fortune. And I can think of 3 occasions where first half Josh Kelly, edge of the box, if he's a better connection, and you sort of Jordan Gibson as a good header, probably headed it too well. And right at the end then when Conor Keeley had a header, and I think it came off Jonathan Tuffy's head and went by. So in front of goal, we didn't have that bit of good fortune that you need. In looking at the goals, and I don't want to be overly critical of the players, but again it was simple errors. The first one was a little lack of communication between 2 players, and ball dropped to the Crusaders player. Second one, again we could have done better, and the third one, again it was a corner, and as I say, we could have defended that better. And saying that, we had to be heroic on occasions, and players were throwing their bodies in front of shots and crosses and doing whatever else. So disappointed, as I say, with being beaten. You're always disappointed with the result, but encouraged by the commitment and the work rate of the players. And I suppose this is now just having to face reality with regards to full-time and part-time. So with regards to tonight, Alan, as I said, disappointed with the result, but you've also got to put a bit of perspective in this, and this is not excuse time. We're playing against a team who are challenging for the league title. In preparation for tonight's game, I was here this time last week, and Crusaders beat Linfield, who are the reigning league champions. So while we will always want to do our best, the players gave me everything. There were mistakes, we know that ourselves, but to me they gave all that they possibly could, and sometimes we've just got to accept the fact that you're playing against the side who are full time, and for us to get anything, we need those little bits of good fortune to go for us. But there was lots to encourage tonight.
Last Saturday was a difficult game against Carrick, and there was a lot of emotion. Can you just maybe explain a wee bit of...
Alan, you know how well that you know me, and so a very appropriate question, and appropriate that I answer it totally honestly. I'll contextualise it, Alan. I am very blessed and very privileged to be manager of Ballymena United. I absolutely love being at the club and working at the club, and I've been so thankful for the period that Brian and I have been here. Last Saturday was pretty low, and vitally important that what always comes first is the best interest of Ballymena United, and that's the board and the players and obviously the supporters. And last week, after the game, I just was in a place where I thought it's possibly Ballymena United would be better off without David Jeffrey, as would the players, and I offered my resignation. I was asked to consider over the weekend by both the board, the chairman, and the players. We had a really good heart-to-heart on Tuesday night. That is the players and myself. No other people around. And then with another, as I say, good meeting on Thursday. Players were very good in that they said, that their performances hadn't been good enough, hadn't been up to standard, that they could be doing better. And just we wanted to try and put all of that right. So, as I said, it's early in the season, and I think, this again is an excuse. People are still really raw over the cup final being so very, very close, and we're trying to work our way through that. And we're trying to work our way through the fact that we've, yet again, other players have moved on from us, and we're trying to rebuild again. But as I say, the encouragement that I got from the club in general, as I say, from the board and from the players and staff, and I'm very clearly, I will be here and serve until such times as the club decide otherwise. I don't want this to become the David Jeffrey circus or some pity party, because that's not what it's about. I care too much for this club, care far too much for this club, and I was challenged that maybe easier, David, if you walked, and not a chance in the world after this week. So thank you for the question, Alan, and I appreciate very much the opportunity to tell folk exactly where I was at.
Thanks so much, David.
Thank you, Alan.